Hey everybody, my name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being on my latest video that will show you how you can quickly, easily and very simply create a really basic cloth simulation or a cloth-like material in Unreal Engine. So first of all, a quick disclaimer: if you want to create those awesome looking, really realistic flags and stuff like that, well, this is not the best option for that, because my cloth simulation is going to be pretty simple, and by pretty I mean the simplest imaginable. So if you're looking for something really impressive, this is not going to give that to you. However, hopefully it's going to give something that is a starting point for your much better cloth simulation. So I'm in my first person template. I'm going to create first of all a flagpole that is going to be the place where I'm going to put up my, let's say, flag. But I say flag with a disclaimer: it's going to be a really kind of not that impressive flag again. So we need something like this, and we need to protrude it. This is going to be the mast, and yeah, I'm going to keep it here, and I'm going to add from the starter content a texture, just so it's more visible or clearer to not the texture, a material that will turn it, yeah, let's put it like chrome. It's not zoomed in enough. And here I'm going to add my flag like thingy. I'm saying that because it's not going to be a whole lot of impressive, but again, hopefully it will create something that will be a starting point for your cloth simulation that's going to be much better. So I'm using a plane, I'm placing it in the scene, I'm going to place it on the same pole. Again, I'm going to extrude it a bit, and we need to rotate a bit more. And I'm going to put it right next to the pole, something like this. And yeah, it's the most unimpressive flag you ever saw. Now for the same cloth material, first of all I'm going to right click and create a new material that I'm going to call flag. Number 2. I already created a test one, so it needs to be number 2, and I'm going to double click on it and open it up. So I'm going to make that flag in a single color. I'm going to add a constant 3 vector. Here it is. And I'm going to connect it to the base color. From here I'm going to edit the color to something, let's say something that will be kind of visible against the background of the blue sky. Something like neon green. Yeah, why not? And right now I have my basic color and the material that I want to kind of simulate as if it's moving, as if it's kind of wobbling around in the wind. Now, first of all, I need to add an incredibly powerful node that I'm liking more and more as time goes by, which is right-click Panner. Panner basically allows you to modify, manipulate and move your materials and textures. And from here I'm going to add a sign node. Here it is. And the sign node will be connected to the coordinates of the panner, and it's going to be connected to the world position offset. So it's one of the basic nodes, and you want to connect it here so it provides a position of the same material in the world of the level with an offset, something that moves or is moving. Now in the panner, presently you have your speed x and speed y. Speed x is how fast the elements move on the x-axis, and the speed y is the y-axis. So I'm going to set both of these to 0.9 and I'm going to set this to 0.8, so it's not completely same, and I'm going to save it. And once the computations are done, we should see that the same material is now basically wobbling about. It's going to take a few seconds. It's not going to be that visible in the preview, but it should be more visible in the game world. So as you can see, it's moving. We have that wobble element. And now let's move this and dock it here. And now we'll move this to the same plane. And we have that effect. Let's see it in the game. As you can see, it's moving about. Now the problem is, of course, that it's moving in the same space where it shouldn't be moving. It should be docked here basically, but it's still wobbling around. Of course, now we can use additional elements like, well, let's say for example, we can add more wobble. Let's move it to 2 and save it up, where the same movement would be more pronounced, but the principle remains the same. From the panner to the sign node to the world offset. As you can see, it's wobbling about with a lot more force now, and I could move it slightly here and extrude it a bit more. And there you have it. It's kind of the same movement. It's pretty erratic. It's not that impressive. But when we move further away from it, you get that effect of basically a cloth being moved around in the wind, let's call it like that. This is the basics for other effects as well. Things like foliage moving around, and where the effect is actually more pronounced and much better, it provides a better result. But in this case as well, you can get that cloth simulation. Of course, you have in the panel also time and speed, which you can modify as well, add more elements to it, try to kind of make it more realistic. And of course, you need to kind of have that element of anchorage on the same cloth that is pretty much static or not that movable. But aside from that, that's basically the whole setup. With this simple element of banner and sign, you get that wobble cloth effect that is hopefully a good basis for much better and much more complex elements that you can create for your levels. That's all for this tutorial. It's really simple, it's really straightforward, it's the easiest possible cloth simulation I could figure out. Something that anybody can create in basically a minute. So thank you so much for watching, hopefully you found it useful. If you did, please let me know. Leave a comment, leave a like. If you'd like to support me in the long run, there is a bunch of ways how you can do it. The most lucrative way for me is to sign up to my Patreon account and become a regular monthly patron, but I know that costs money. There are also other options. You can buy my books on Amazon, you can send me money directly through crypto, through PayPal, but the most effective one of you supporting me is to simply subscribe to my channel and be here for my new videos. Leave a like, leave a comment if you have questions or you want to just say how great I am, and I'll see you on my next video. That's simplest and the cheapest way how you can support my efforts here. That's all for me. Thanks so much for watching. My name is Ivica. Have a great day and have loads of fun in your Unreal Engine level. Bye bye.